into the bench press. And now we'll see one of the more entertaining lifters that I get to see in my travels around powerlifting, Mr. James Vang. He'll start at 260 kilos.
Yeah, there's actually a money competition for equipped lifters within the meet. So these next two lifters are battling for Josh's money, $750. It's going to be James Vang and Dennis Cornelius doing a pound-for-pound battle. James is going to need every lift he can to hold on with Dennis. Easy opener. I think the depth is where it's going to be close, but I think he'll get that one.
Vang, 2 out of 3 white lights, so he's on the board at 260.
All right, you ready for a treat? He's 600 on her third attempt or more.
Well, I mean, she was a clinician there on that second offering. That was, as you mentioned, textbook. And so for her to go at 262.5, a phenomenal second effort, is James Vang, who connected at 260, now going to try to make a jump at 277.5.
Just to touch real quick on Bonica, when you can take precision, top quality technique with a tremendous athletic ability, what you do is you create superstars. And we have that in our sport. Ray Williams is an example of that. Bonica is an example of that. Dennis Cornelius. It's taking the masterful technique and that tremendous strength, putting it all together.
And we have one of the headliners of the powerlifting world here at this 2018 5-bar Showdown. So glad to bring it to you this morning.
So this is a quadruple bodyweight squat, 611 pounds. Now James's only real issue is going to be depth. He is powerful and he is also precision. So I suspect the lift will be no problem, but he's got to get depth. Yeah, easy lift. I think he pulled that one up a little. That one could get him some reds. Let's see. Got one red. He's clearly got plenty of strength. I mean, he's not having any problem. He looks like he can squat 650 on strength. 628 might be in the cards. Bonica could be setting history in the next couple years, putting a number up that's just never even going to be touched again. I mean, you're talking about weights that were unthinkable for a woman's powerlifter with gear. That was history. What did you think of that?
Well,
I got to know what from your thoughts.
Not just, I mean, the numbers are otherworldly. There's no question about it. But what I was so impressed with is the fact that on the way up, she's talking herself through the lift like, see what I just did. And essentially, you can't drop the bar. You don't want to drop the bar here. But that was about as close to a mic drop as you're ever going to see in a powerlifting competition. Definitely an exclamation point to what we've seen this morning in the squats.
Yeah, it goes back to what we said before about Dennis isn't human. Yeah, Bonica's so strong she can squat 600 and tell you she's squatting 600 as she does it. Now, how about this? James Vang looking to hold on in the money battle. He has to have this lift if he wants any chance to be able to take Dennis down. It is a pound-for-pound battle. And again, there's going to be no problem with strength. I think he's capable of 650. Is he going to get deep? He's going to have to attack the hole here, Brian. Yeah, there's no problem with strength there. He's a 650, maybe even a 660 squatter. And
2 out of 3.
Yeah, that one was good. That one actually appeared like he took it a little lower. Maybe the heavier weight helped. All right, upwards of 350 today, Brian.
Well, she got 3 white lights there on the opener. And you talked about the arch and the lifting of the chest on the bench press. What, to those that aren't necessarily familiar with what impact that has on a lift, explain it to everybody tuning in.
It's essentially shortening the distance. What you're looking for, Brian, in our sport is to be able to minimize the length that you have to push the bar. It's the premise behind moving your stance out in the squat, your stance out in the deadlift. So in the bench, Bonica takes a wider grip, and then she has a tremendous arch, so it just means she doesn't have to move the bar as far. But that's not common in the super heavyweights. Now, women tend to be more flexible than men, but I had a side angle view, and that's the biggest arch I've ever seen on a super heavyweight, man or woman, maybe in my entire career. I was blown away. And then she smoked the lift. Now this is James Vang with a 407 opener. He, I predict, is going to have to pitch a perfect game. He's going to have to hit almost every lift to be able to hold on, to be able to take the money out of Dennis's pocket. And the lift is good. 3 white lights.
3 white lights, so he's at Chu. Tiffany Chu gets 3 white lights there, so she's on at 117.5 as we go back to Vang now.
What you'll notice here a lot, Brian, when they're in the tight bench shirts is the heavier weight sometimes will allow him to get to his chest a little easier. And you can see a second attempt sometimes go up easier than the opener. Almost looked like on his opener he had a little bit of an issue through the transition at the top. Not a strength issue, but more technique. And exactly what I thought. Now at the top there was a little bit of an unlock, a skill. That is not something that's automatic.
Anna Smith on platform number 2. You saw it just a moment ago, connected at 122.5. Now James Vang making an attempt, his third on the bench at 200.
Yeah, I heard the announcement. This is nearly a triple bodyweight bench, which in our sport is a historical achievement. It's about 2.9 of his body weight. .440, James Vang. Strength was not at all an issue.
3 white lights for Vang. He'll take 200 with him.
Means, Brian, is one of the best, is very close to doing the best full meet performance she's ever done. So that's history in itself. When you're talking about the best, for them to exceed their best is even more impressive.
And we get to bring it to you this afternoon as part of day 2 of the 2018 5-bar Showdown. You see James Vang.
I almost feel guilty that we're getting paid the tens of thousands of dollars we are to bring this broadcast to you. We should really not be getting paid just to be able to see such world-class powerlifting.
Well, Dr. Anderson, I didn't want to bring that up, the overwhelmingly large sum of money that you're bringing in for your analysis this weekend.
I think there's talk of it exceeding $100,000 if I really perform well. So, of course, I'll have to fight Gino for that because he really earned it. Now, James Vang just obliterated his opener. The greatness, you're really watching, you know, we were talking earlier about golf and Tiger Woods, and we used the Michael Jordan reference. You know, you're talking about one of the best female powerlifters who's ever lived. And I consider myself an aficionado and a bit of a historian. And, yeah, Bonica's really one of the best of all time. And currently today, I mean, flat out, she is the best women's lifter in her weight class in the world. So we're seeing really the best of the best in this competition, and she's performing at a high level. 8 for 8 so far. Now, how about James Vang? This is 567. And this is to stay in first place. Now, I think that's going to be borderline on lockout. Let's see what the judges say. I would say no lift, and it is no lift.
And it's almost like he kind of knew it.
But now what it'll be is, it's just hard to imagine what we just witnessed, but it's one of the best performances in powerlifting history and the best performance from an all-time great. So you saw Bonica Brown at her absolute best.
You're watching the elites performing at the elite level.
Yeah, and that's really the best way to put it, is you're not just seeing great lifter come in and just hit big lifts, because Bonica could come in and hit, you know, shattering totals that would blow the doors off this room without even pushing herself. If she'd have just done her openers today, she would have won the competition, and she would have still put together a great total. But she not only hit big lift after big lift, she exceeded the best she's ever done. And that says a lot because, as I said, she's got a resume that's a mile long. Now let's see what James Vang's got going. This is to stay in first place, 567. This is to win $750 of Josh Rohr's money. Let's see what the judges say. He got it all the way up, and he got that one past. Now, will Dennis actually go for the win? Because 330 is what's on the bar, but this is not going to be enough for the win unless he changes it. There is a change, so what I believe he's doing is going for the win. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We've actually got